And our guide here is the work of OnlyFans marketing expert Buttler Camlord. He wrote this article, Sydney Sweeney's OnlyFans Earnings Potential, a deep dive.
And he's been in this space for a while, hasn't he? Analyzing top creators, figuring out what works.
Yeah, for years. So our mission today is really to understand the mechanics, the how and the why behind these huge numbers and what it tells us about the whole creator economy.
And it's interesting because Camlord doesn't just look at celebrities. He actually teaches something called the Uber fans method.
Ah, yes. That's crucial. We should mention that early. It's a strategy he developed.
Right, and it's designed to help non-celebrity creators, even managers, make really significant income on OnlyFans, often without needing massive social media following.
Which is pretty compelling. And look, if that side of things interests you, there's a link in the description. It goes to a video explaining that whole Uber fans method. Definitely worth checking out.
Okay, so before we get into the Sweeney specifics, it's probably worth understanding Camlord's background a bit more, where this method comes from.
Good point.
He's apparently spent over a decade really immersed in OnlyFans marketing, watching, analyzing, figuring out the tactics that actually lead to those, multi-million-dollar successes.
So it's grounded in observation, not just theory.
Exactly. And that's what led him to this Uber fans method. It's kind of a different philosophy.
Yeah, so.
Well, instead of chasing millions of casual viewers, the focus is entirely on the big spenders, the whales, as they're often called.
Right, the super dedicated fans.
Precisely. The idea is you can build a really substantial income from a smaller group of these high-value patrons. It means less pressure for huge exposure, maybe more privacy, too.
That sounds appealing. For creators who maybe don't want that massive public spotlight but still want to earn well, let's focus on just going viral all the time.
Yeah, it shifts the focus. It's less about broadcasting to everyone and more about cultivating these deeper relationships with a core group. OnlyFans really enables that direct connection.
And the key thing you mentioned earlier is this isn't just for celebrities, right?
No, not at all. Camlord is very clear that the Uber fans method is for any creator or manager. He calls it an OnlyFans whale attraction strategy.
And he claims it can help non-celebrities clean up, as he puts it pretty quickly, with minimal upfront investment. So it's about strategy, not just existing fame.
Exactly. It changes the game from who you are to how you engage.
Okay, so keeping that strategic mindset in mind, let's get into the Sydney Sweeney calculation. Because it's wild.
It is, and he uses a very specific system. He breaks down potential into 5 categories.
Right, let's list them. Social media clout.
Fame.
Attractiveness.
Charisma.
And bosom size.
Yeah. And each category gets a score, 1 to 5. And each point level has a specific dollar value attached for monthly potential.
Okay, what do those value?
So 1 point is $0. 2 points gets you $5,000. 3 points is $15,000.
Okay.
4 points jumps to $50,000. And a perfect 5 is $100,000 per category, potentially.
Wow, okay. A very structured approach.
Yeah.
Let's walk through Sweeney's scores based on Camlord's article. First up, social media clout. She has, over 25 million Instagram followers?
Yeah, huge numbers. And importantly, high engagement. He notes over 1 million likes, thousands of comments per post that's active.
But he only gives her a 3 out of 5 for clout.
Right.
Which is $15,000. Why not higher with those numbers?
Well, this is a really key point he takes. It's not just the raw follower count. He compares her to someone like The Rock, who has way more followers, 392 million.
Whoa.
But potentially less convertible engagement for something like OnlyFans. For direct monetization, Camlord argues, the quality and intensity of that engagement matter more than just sheer size. Is the audience really interested and likely to pay?
That makes sense. It's not just eyeballs. It's engaged wallets, potentially.
Okay.
Next, fame.
Here, he talks about her, meteoric rise, especially mentions that American Eagle jeans ad controversy.
Right. That blew up, building on her euphoria fame.
Exactly. He says she became a household word. So for fame, he gives her a 4 out of 5.
Which translates to $50,000 because she crossed over from just being known by fans of her shows to being everywhere in the media for a while.
Pretty much. That sudden, intense burst of mainstream attention, he argues, gives her a very high monetizable fame factor.
Interesting. Okay. Attractiveness.
This is another fascinating one. He describes her appeal as girl next door and explicitly states that's way more monetizable on OnlyFans than, say, a high-fashion supermodel look.
Really? Why is that?
He thinks that relatability, that sort of accessible beauty, connects better and drives more spending on the platform. He calls her look golden.
So what score did she get for attractiveness?
A 4 out of 5 again. another $50,000. It challenges that traditional idea of what kind of beauty sells best in different contexts, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, charisma next.
Here, he sees her as more subdued. Her magnetism, in his view, comes more from her physical appearance than a really outgoing, bubbly personality.
A lower score here.
Yeah, a 2 out of 5, which is $5,000. He basically says, look, not everyone is like a super high-energy performer, and while her presence is strong, her outward charisma isn't off the charts compared to some others.
Got it. And finally, the category Camlord puts a lot of emphasis on. Bosom size.
Yeah, he's quite direct about it. He describes hers as a nearly perfect set of natural boobies.
He actually uses the term Goldilocks doobies.
He does, meaning, not too big, not too small, natural. And he argues this specific type is key to, quote, obscene profits.
So I'm guessing a high score here.
A perfect 5 out of 5. The maximum $100,000 value for this category. He explicitly links what he defines as perfect boobs, those natural, just right qualities, directly to huge earning potential on OnlyFans.
He really singles that out. It's certainly a frank assessment of perceived market appeal.
Very frank. He's clear it's not just about size, but that specific natural quality he thinks resonates most powerfully with the platform's audience.
Okay, so we have all the scores and their dollar values. Now, how does he get to the final massive number? Let's add up those values first. 15 plus 50 plus 50 plus 5 plus 100. That's $220,000.
Correct. That's the sort of baseline value sum. But then he does something interesting. He uses a multiplier.
Okay, what's a multiplier?
It's the total number of points she scored across all categories. So 3 plus 4, plus 4, plus 2, plus 5.
That's 18 points total.
Exactly. So you take the $220,000 sum.
And multiply it by 18.
Yep. And $220,000 times 18 gives you $3,960,000.
Per month.
Per month, hypothetically.
Just under $4 million a month. That's astronomical.
And annually, that works out to roughly $48 million. Gross revenue, of course.
No wonder Camlord said his jaw drop into my chair at MECH2. He even compared it to the GDP of some countries.
It puts it into perspective, doesn't it? And he does point out this isn't pure fantasy. He mentions another creator, Sophie Rain.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently, she's reported very similar numbers from her own OnlyFans and even shown some proof. So there might be some real-world precedent for figures in this ballpark.
Which moves it from just a wild guess to something potentially achievable, at least for someone with that kind of profile. So, stepping back, what does this all mean for you, the listener? I mean, it's fascinating to dissect celebrity potential, but
the bigger picture is about the sheer earning power within this online space, right? It shows how much things have changed.
And it really hammers home Camlord's point about the Uber fans method.
Right.
You don't need to be Sydney Sweeney to earn significantly.
Exactly. He stresses that his method, that whale attraction strategy, is designed for non-celebrities too, to help them, as he says, clean up, without needing that massive fame machine behind them. It's about strategy.
Which brings us back to that resource we mentioned. If you're intrigued by this, if you're a creator or a manager, or just curious about these strategies.
Remember that link in the description. It leads to a video where Buttler Camlord explains his Uber Fans method and the Uber Fans Magnet course in detail. It lays out how these principles could potentially be applied.
Definitely worth exploring if this resonates. So wrapping up, we've really unpacked a specific, maybe controversial, but definitely detailed method for estimating massive online earning potential.
Yeah, going way beyond just follower counts into specific attributes and this focus Uber Fans idea.
It leaves you with a big question, though, doesn't it? What does it mean when individual creators can, even hypothetically, pull in revenues that rival huge traditional companies?
How does that change our ideas about fame, about value, about what success even looks like for creatives today?
It makes you wonder. What other unexpected paths to significant income are opening up right now? And how are they going to keep shaking things up?
It's a landscape that's constantly evolving, that's for sure. And calculations like these, even if hypotheticals, give us a real glimpse into just how much it's changing.